Hello, hello. Welcome to another installment of New Gameplay Today. I'm your host today, Wesley LeBlanc, and I am joined by the illustrious John Carson. How are you doing?
Hey, doing great. Looking forward to seeing some Hello Neighbor 2. I almost want to keep calling it Secret Neighbor, and I don't know why.
Do you have any secret neighbors?
Uh, wouldn't you like to know?
So have you played the first Hello Neighbor?
I haven't. I've only really heard about it. I have a curiosity about the franchise, and why it's so popular with all the kids.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah, that's why I wanted to be on this NGT. I just wanted to see more of what this game is.
yeah, I appreciate it. So I have not played really much of the first Hello Neighbor either. I played a little bit of it and it kind of didn't gel with me. It was just a little rough around the edges, in my opinion. But like you touched on, it has grown to be pretty popular, very popular streaming game and whatnot. Lots of mods and stuff out there too. But yeah, this is the beta for Hello Neighbor 2, which you can get right now if you pre-order the game in any capacity. Tiny Build recently announced that this is coming out on December 6th on all the consoles and PC. Well, not Switch, sorry. And yeah, if you pre-order, you get the beta now. And interestingly enough, the beta is live from now until seemingly the release date. And it's not like a slice of the game like you'd expect of a typical beta. It's something they're calling like it's a way to like look and see what's going on in the game. And so it's kind of just exploring the town and solving some puzzles that do not seem to be final or anything to do with the story. So if you're watching this worried about spoilers, there are no spoilers here. We are just doing some random puzzles that don't really attach to the main story of Hello Neighbor 2.
That's an interesting way to do a beta.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
like you're not spoiling the full experience for when it comes out, but you are probably testing a lot of the mechanics and seeing how people react to
Hmm.
the different ways of finding things. Like this genre is very much like you kind of explained it to me before before we went live here, but it's like you're solving Resident Evil like puzzles, and you are doing it while usually while someone is like hunting you down.
Yeah, like a
um,
big bird thing.
like a big bird thing, like like all of your neighbors are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of dust and feathers.
Yeah, this part's super strange. So I'm like, okay, thank you. I, I thought you were bad, but you
You
seem
had
to
me
be
dead to
nice.
rights.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so it's kind of like, and then boom, now we know that he's dreaming or falling asleep while driving. It's not very safe. Game Informer does not recommend falling asleep while driving.
No, drink your coffee while you're
Yeah.
driving.
Um, yeah, and he's a member of the press, so that's why he looks just like you and I, of course.
Yeah, that's how I look. Yeah, my mustache is all bristly like that.
Yeah. He's been through some things too, and he's trying to solve something going on in this town of Weyron Krubs. I believe that's how you pronounce it. So it's my understanding that in the first game, your main obstacle is the neighbor, the creepy dude who used to design amusement parks and now he doesn't, and he locks kids in his basement and not a cool guy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it.
In this game, from my experience in the beta, there's a lot more obstacles, enemies, I don't know what you want to call it. Basically, anytime you see somebody, if they catch you, they're going to boot you back out to the beginning of your like puzzle run, if you will. So as opposed to just one neighbor, you don't want to be caught by anybody in this neighborhood. And in some sections, there's the weird bird guy that just shows up and says, hey, you should not even think about coming here. And yeah, so we are driving in. This is what I presume is the beginning of the game, or a slice, or a beginning of the beta. It's a slice of it. And you're kind of coming in here and you're seeing that a bunch of kids are missing. And your job in the beta is to solve the cases of these missing kids. Again,
Okay.
It does not seem that these cases will be in the final game based on what Tiny Build has said. I solved all three of them in the beta, and then it kind of just ends. We're only going to show you the first case here because I know a lot of people probably want to go hands-on with this themselves. It took me about 40 minutes to do the full beta, or to find all three of those kids. Obviously, you can play around in this town as much as you want. But yeah, today we're going to be showing you how I solved the first case.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it looks like all three of those kids were connected to that one creepy dude.
Yes. It seems that way, but I found or I solved one of the cases in a different house, not
Okay.
the house owned by the neighbor. Maybe he has a whole grasp on this entire town. This is just neighbor's town and he controls everything. I don't know. Roast me in the comments for not playing the first game, I suppose. And yeah, so I kind of just went up there to get a look of the town. It also seemed like that's where I was supposed to go, but
it seems pretty ambitious that they're going from like presumably one building to now an entire town's worth of people and mysteries and harrowing experiences to escape from.
Yeah, it's cool. And so I'm hoping this is a beta feature, otherwise it'd be kind of annoying in the full game. So I wanted to go check out that place. And then this happens.
Was it?
You just don't get to go. You don't do that.
So
Birdman says
the bird showed up, became your shadow.
Yeah, right.
Are you the Birdman?
That's what I'm wondering.
Ah.
I do think it's a beta. The game's not coming out to December, so this is what 8 months ahead of time. You can definitely feel the roughness in it.
Sure.
A lot of my gameplay with a lot of my time with this game was bugs. I was falling under the levels. I was getting trapped in places I couldn't escape. But this gameplay you're seeing is my more straightforward path. And you can kind of tell it's still a little rough around the edges, but it gets the job done, you know?
Yeah. How easily do those guys see you?
What was the question?
How easily can that cop see you? Because
so I walked right around
there.
Him.
Yeah.
I think I like touched him or bumped into him. They're not too noticeable. Like he doesn't really notice that I'm here watching him.
Because I'm terrible at stealth. I am real bad at stealth. So I don't know if I'd be great at this game, but
I'm also pretty bad, and I found it to be pretty easy.
Sure. Do you have ways of just distracting them?
Yes. Okay. And you can also you crouch walk right over to him and take the key off of him. So he's not like the smartest cop in the world. Yeah. But yeah, in other parts of the beta, I was turning on TVs to distract somebody or changing a record on a record player to distract somebody. There's ways to do that. And then also if you get caught, you can run and try to hide in places. And a lot of these homes and buildings are built around that. For example, in most of the homes I went in, I found like cupboards, and you could just stand in a cupboard and kind of watch them stalk outside. Pretty standard stealth stuff. But again, because it's the beta, I'm not sure if it's final, because when you boot up the beta, it says basically that like the gameplay experience does not necessarily reflect the final product.
Right.
And they make note that a lot of features I presume Hello Neighbor fans are looking for will not be in this beta. Mm-hmm. Hiding in boxes, I think, was one of the ones they mentioned.
So there you just set off the siren.
Yes, to distract him.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna run in here and open up this door. This is one thing I really dislike. You have to hold open this button to open the door. For some reason, it's slow.
Just increases the stress.
Yeah, and you have to open it all the way, even though I thought I could walk down.
That's how I open doors.
You take 30 seconds.
Very weak. I'm a very weak person.
They just keep doors are getting too heavy these days. It's not your fault.
You gotta stay protected, man.
Yeah. And so I grabbed this piece of wood, which I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to grab this crowbar, and now I'm going to open this up. So you can kind of see it's just. These are simple puzzles. These are the ones at the very beginning. You're just looking for something to progress, and you kind of just keep doing that. And that was my experience through most of the beta. There's a few more challenging puzzles.
Looks like a child-sized grave.
Yeah, it's a dark times in this neighborhood.
We're simming.
Yep. This is Sim Simulator.
I'm
gonna try to get behind this door with my handy dandy crowbar that I now have in my possession. Basically, when you
so small.
I guess it's like your inventory. When you collect something, it goes in that little pouch, and you can bring it up at any time. It seems. And in here, I'm gonna find 2 new tools. and one that seems especially important to this journalist's expedition in this town, which is this camera. So this is like the sign where you interact with something, and I was like, oh, I can interact with the box. Oh, now I'm inside of a
Oh
camera.
my gosh.
And yeah, so you basically have these cameras. I presume you get to set these up and watch things happen to kind of
Like watch where characters are moving and whatnot.
Yeah, I think so. You don't really use it too much in the beta, but it's cool that it's there. And we're gonna wake up, and I wanted to show this last little part because he's the reason Hello Neighbor fans are here to begin with. The neighbor.
Can we greet him? Hey, hello neighbor. Oh, he didn't like it. He's not into it.
And that is our time with the Hello Neighbor 2 beta. John, thanks again so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And again, you can play this beta if you pre-order the game. It comes out December 6th on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. In the meantime, keep an eye out for your neighbors because they be creeping. Bye, everyone.